Hello and welcome back to Voice Notes. My name is Alex, a certified sex and relationship therapist, and today I want to talk to you about all the things I could change in society if I could. The first is that all gym memberships or any kind of subscription around physical movement should be at least 7 days longer for people that bleed. Because when you get your period, you often, I can't lift weights, I get really bad period pain, so I miss out. I miss out on a whole week of my membership. I pay for 3 weeks when men get 4 out of that same pay. So again, I'm having to absorb the financial cost of something just for existing with a uterus, and it's not my problem. It's a systemic issue. So systems should change. And one way that they could change is by adding an extra 7 days to my gym membership. Similarly, I think that every workplace should have paid menstrual leave. That if I, as someone who literally can't function on day 1 and now 2 of their period, I should not be expected to function. In what world did we normalize being so high functioning on our periods when some of us can't? I know some people can, good for them, but I can't. So I should get paid sick leave. That should be the same. I should get paid menstrual leave. Now, I know we've all heard this before, but tampons and pads should be absolutely free. It's insane that they're not. But on top of that, everything regarding period care should be free, including the education around it, the actual things you need, whether it's tampons and pads, but also if you're in pain, the pain management resources you need. So whether that is a heat pack, medication, access to a health practitioner, any period care aspect should be free. I should not have to pay to exist. That is insane. I once saw this thing about how in an Asian country, postpartum women don't move for 30 days. Their husbands and a nurse come and care for them after delivering a baby. I think it should be absolutely a fundamental part of our society that we nurture a woman's healing body after bringing life onto the earth. Some of you are so ungrateful for that. And it just seems insane to paid parental leave is so important. But it's not just that. Women who have babies, and especially when they're breastfeeding or they're recovering, they are doing so much work that people just dismiss. Not only should they be getting paid, but they should have support. They should not be cooking their meals. Someone should be cooking their meals, cleaning up, cleaning the bottles, helping them. They should be resting. So yeah, I think postpartum care should be compulsory and, again, paid for. It's insane that we don't treat mothers with more respect. Currently, the global funding for women's reproductive health sits at around 2%. It is pathetic. So obviously I would change that. And I would also make it illegal for men to donate or privately fund research on men's issues without matching it for women's issues. Because there's a gender wealth gap. That means more men hold the wealth in this world and our societies, which means that they choose where the money goes. And they're choosing them, obviously. And ironically, they're choosing research on erections because they're all... And so I just think that instead we should make it the a policy that if you're going to fund research on men's health, you have to match it for women's health or trans health, you get the idea. But pick a minority and fund it. If I could, I would change the fact that we often feel really embarrassed about being on our periods, that it's yucky or gross or weird, or we ignore it, when actually having a period is a really good health indicator. It tells you so much about your health, and we should really fucking listen to it. But we don't, because we've been gaslit by the patriarchy. So if I could change something, it would be actually centering your menstrual health care as an indicator of your general health and educating young girls and women on what to do with that information, as well as the boys and men in their lives, in understanding that this is actually slay queen having a period, not like, ew, yucky, you know? I would change the fact that it is so fucking expensive to seek any kind of care around women's sexual and reproductive health conditions, whether that's endometriosis, polycystic ovary syndrome, premenstrual dysphoric disorder, you name it. But most of the time, these conditions don't have cures, and women are paying out of pocket to just figure it out, which means that they're paying thousands of dollars to multiple practitioners to just be told, we don't actually know how to fix this, but try this and see if it works. So that kind of financial burden that falls on women, again, creates more of a wealth discrepancy that people don't consider. The men in my life have not once had to navigate an unknown and ambiguous health condition relating to sex and reproductive health that has cost them tens of thousands. I've had to do it 3 times now, and I'm 34. That's not normal. So I would change the affordability around accessing the kinds of resources and healthcare you need to better understand the conditions that the patriarchy and men made sure were underfunded and therefore under-researched. I would want to change the fact that a lot of women are like, we go 50-50. Bitch, equity. It's equity, not equality these days. I don't want equality anymore. 10 years ago, I was like, I want equality, 50-50. Now I go, no, cunt, I want equity. If you're making $200,000 a year and I make $100,000 a year, but we're splitting the rent 50-50, I'm paying twice as much as you in relation to your income. Why am I absorbing the financial cost and risk so that you, a man who's already privileged in this society, can hold your wealth? I'm already at a disadvantage being a woman. So I'm all about equity. You pay in like scalable to your income for the costs of sharing life. One thing I would also change is that if you happen to choose to start a family and you have a baby and you're not able to work, I think your partner should be paying into your super. Even if you're already having an employer pay into your super, I think you should get paid extra by your partner specifically to somewhat compensate for the mental, emotional, physical, spiritual burden of bringing a child into the world, which he obviously wants as well, but did nothing really to do. His part took 3 minutes, you know? So I think there should be some kind of financial security and compensation in the form of contributing to your super, whatever you deem that amount to be. That's personal, that's on you. But again, I think it's about equity, not equality. I also think it would be really great if we rebranded men as terrorists, because they are. 62 million of them visited a site in February to learn how to rape and sexually assault their wives. So at this point, I think it's like, I don't know how much more obvious they can make it to us, but they are literally terrorists, and there's a massive organization of them who are actively seeking to harm. You know? Especially with the rise of like red pill content, the fact that these men are actually harassing, like it is derogatory and harmful discourse that they facilitate. There should be like legit legal consequences for that. Like you should be arrested, because if you were talking to me like that in public, I'd report you. Do you know what I mean? And so I just think like they get away with too much. So they should probably just get arrested for being misogynist loser freaks. And then also, if they don't make you come, jail. They should go straight to jail just for the night. But like I do think if you threaten men with legal action around orgasm, they would really put way more effort into understanding women's pleasure. Like I guarantee. And maybe it would also be a good screening process for those who are gay. The ones who are seeking out jail time. What's that about? Why aren't you learning how to make a woman come? You want to hang out in jail? What, with your boyfriends? Weird. Anyway, those are just some thoughts I have on the things I would change about the world if I could. So thanks for being here. Love you, miss you, kiss you.